Well. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Life Show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr. And of course, you have the man, the myth, the legend himself. Jackie Roper is in the building, y'all. What's happening?
What's up,
Going
Tyrone?
on?
What's up, baby?
Man, what's up, man? We doing this thing, man. Welcome to Motivational Monday. Want to say to all of you lovebirds out there, look, happy Valentine's Day to you, to all of you, couples that are out there. Happy Valentine's Day to you. We're certainly glad that you're taking time out of your busy schedule, you and your lovemates, you and your lovebird, and have taken time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. And so we have two great topics tonight, and we may not get to the second one, but it's all good if we don't. But we're gonna start in on some good stuff. And so before I get into all of that, look, I just want to say thank you to Fox Clear Marketing and to Jackie Roper Jr. Man, look. They are hot. They live and in charge, man. They on the come up. So if you have not gotten into Fox Glen marketing yourself, you need to. You need to do that immediately. Okay. Also, for those of you that are joining us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, thank you so much. Whatever radio station that you are tuned in from or to, thank you so much for tuning in tonight for this Motivational Monday. Before we get into the topic, Jackie, any opening words, my brother?
Do unto others as they do unto you.
I love it.
As they do unto you. That's what I got to say, man.
I love it. I love it. Y'all know where he get that from. We ain't gonna get into that, but y'all gotta know where he got that from. So, Jack, man, we got some good stuff tonight. Yes. First off, how you doing, man? How's your Valentine's Day going with you and the missus?
Oh man, it's good. As long as she's smiling, I'm good, you know.
That's a great thing that she's smiling.
You know, she ain't made no complaints about nothing so far. You know, so you know, bills.
Well, we taking an hour out of her day, so
man, I gotta go do a filming after this. So, you know, I go another hour.
Oh, yeah, man. Our hands is in quite a bit, man. So, you know, it don't stop after the show.
Happy Valentine's Day, Tiffany. I love you, baby.
Yeah. I got to say happy Valentine's Day to my missus, to the love of my life, Miss Cherie McCray Brown, with your fine chocolate self, girl. I will be home in about an hour, and we're gonna finish our night up. So we're gonna get into this, and I hope everyone will not just love this or just comment, but I hope that you will share it. I also want to add that our YouTube is up to 97 subscribers, and I know that may not seem like much to you, but that is progress to me. Every week we're growing. So, man, I got to say, man, that's big. That's big. But
I'm up to 25, man. Shout out to me.
Yeah.
20. I had 24 last week. I got 25 this week, B. And I'm climbing, though.
There you go.
I just told him, I said, you really got me out here grinding like, hey, man, because sometimes you can care, you don't care. You see what I'm saying? It all depends on if it's a pop-up business or if I want to drive a little bit harder. Heard some of the words you said. So, you know, one of the things is to increase the subscribers for marketing purposes. So, yeah, man, congratulations to you, because that's a big accomplishment for somebody to even sit here and subscribe to your channel. man, big shout out to anybody who is subscribing and watching. So yeah, man, that's good, dude. You know, you get that 100, we throwing a party right here.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, we gonna get the balloons and everything, man. So look, man, it's definitely a privilege, an honor, and a pleasure. And I always use those words because, man, look, I'm excited about progress. I'm excited about progress. And that's what thrills me. It may not be progress to everybody else, but seeing where I started from, where we started from, because as Jackie and I, as we talked, that we started right about the same time, within months of each other, our own separate paths, and we didn't even know that we would come together
I think
to
it was
partner
the same
where we are. So
I
that
think
was
it was
huge.
I think it was the same month. Mine was September. If I'm not mistaken,
Mine was July.
I
Mine
was
was
set.
July 8th of
No,
2020.
mine was set July, January, February, August, September, June, July. July 13th was mine.
Wow. So it was like 5 days.
5 days. Mine was July 13th.
Man, that's
Actually,
awesome,
July
man.
18th. I got the paper. It said approved and filed on July 18th at 12:08 p.m. was when my
Yeah,
paperwork was filed. Straight up.
man. Man, that's awesome, man. I love it. I love to hear it. I love to see progress, even little steps. I love to see it, and that just shows that we've been working. We didn't know. We found out that we was family. Jackie
Right.
and I, we found
So,
out that we was family along the way, and here it is. He's in Indianapolis, but I'm here in Gary. We found out that we was family, so
real,
ain't
real.
no stopping us now. We're
Man,
on the move.
come on now. For real. And that's real talk, man. We really found out we was family after a podcast with your sister.
Yep, sure
Actually married
did.
to my cousin, Rara.
Yep, 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 definitely. So man, that's huge. That's huge, man. And just we breaking away a little bit from the monotony. That was a little bit of the intro. Um, but man, I'm glad to be here. I really am. I'm glad to be here. This is this Valentine's Day is different from all of the rest. Simply because number one, I didn't, nobody knew if they was going to be here because of the impact of COVID. But man, we here, we living, we breathing. A lot of people didn't see this day, but here it is. You here, you here, you breathing, you're able to watch, you're able to subscribe, you're able to share it, you're able to comment. And for that, we got to be thankful. Whenever Jackie and I talk, which is just about, not just about, it's every day. Whenever we talk, it's just like, man, how you doing? And then his favorite phrase, I'm blessed and highly favored. That's a great thing. That's a great thing. So
People,
big ups
people
to you,
think that
Jackie, man.
people think me when
I
I'm joking when I say that, man, but I'm really
nope,
not. Cause I wake
nope,
up every morning and I'm blessed. I'm
yep,
highly favored because he chose to wake me up this morning and start me on my day, even without no BS involved. Jackie, you have to
mm-hmm,
accomplish some things because you got kids to feed, you got bills to pay. And like I tell you, Tyrone, all the time, people have a choice to do those things.
right,
Uh husband, mother, kids have been given away from their mother. So don't think that your mother have to wake up every morning and take care of you. She can sit here and say, this is too much for me.
yep,
You know what I
yep,
mean?
yep.
So
Man, this is
I'm highly
you know
favored.
I really, and I have to say this. Sometimes when we first started off, I didn't a lot of times you don't know what people's motives are. But Jackie, man, he shoot from the hip, man. You can always tell what's on his mind. He gonna say it. He gonna say what's on his mind. The real thing, and he not gonna sugarcoat. But that's what I love about him, man. It just it's definitely a breath of fresh air because he said I'm the nice side. I'm the calm side of him. He's,
True.
then he got to come back and be the tough guy, be the mean guy when it needs to be,
Yeah.
but
Because you don't, I
I'm
don't want to be that way, but you have snakes in the grass.
yeah,
And, we all really want to walk a peaceful breath of air every day. But you
yeah,
have those obstacles, as you can call them, or
yeah,
those people with negative intentions that will try to stop your path.
yeah,
That can even be a road race situation, man. Someone
yeah,
is really intentionally trying to turn the tides of how you feel. You see
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
I always say
and-
kindness kills. And I always told you your personality leads like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I've even been on meetings with you when people then said some crazy stuff and you never ever really came up out of character as I have.
Right, right. Well,
Losing.
I mean, I've pretty much learned to be cool under pressure, man. And
Mhm.
it's no doing of my own, but man, it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of time. Um, when you've been through a lot of the same things that I've been through, I would hope that people would learn from that, and that they would grow and develop in those areas because you never know who's watching you. And Jackie, he was watching me, man. He went all the way back to the beginning. I didn't even know, and he told me. He said, "Man, look, I went all the way back to the beginning on you, man. I went all the way back to your start, and I know where you started." On July 8th, he was like, I had to go all the way back to the first show of what you did. And I saw steady progression every single time. And he said, man, I could tell you. He said, I wanted to work, or I could work with you
Yeah.
because I seen the progression. I
See
seen
what
the
you done, man.
consistency.
Seen what you done. So it made it easier for me to do my job of what I felt that would be a great incentive to your work. You see what I'm
Yep,
saying? That's what it
yep,
was. Like I always tell you, I never wanted to be on this podcast or be out there, talking. But you brought
yeah,
me in. I really like doing these motivational Mondays. But
yeah,
I had to really research your history, see your drive to
yeah,
know that I can work with you to make
yep,
your passion and your dream and also mine come true. Because
yeah.
mine is to really just sit back and produce these shows.
Right,
You see?
right.
And I'm doing it regardless of what no one else, me and you. I said, man, I can add value to your drive. And it's also my drive. So it's hand in hand. And then us being family, it made it more passionate. You see what
It
I'm
did.
saying?
It did.
You know,
Man, look, I'm so glad that we came to this point, and I look forward to moving ahead in the future, because we got so much to do. We really do. We got so much to do. So now that we said all of that, man, we need to really get into our topic for the night for tonight, which is cancel culture. And doing, you know, doing podcasting, and doing media, I looked at a lot of the things that was going on, people that said the wrong things and people that, gave the wrong gesture. What they did is they canceled their show. Of course, they still, as you said earlier, Jack, they had their fans still out there, but they were not on the station that they were on because their show got canceled. One of the people that really comes to my mind is Nick Cannon. One of the people that really come to my mind is Nick Cannon, and thinking about what happened with him, and different things, and not just him. There were athletes that were canceled. We look at Colin Kaepernick. Even though he's a great football player, nobody picked him up because of his stance of what he believed. And that's what cancel culture is all about. That when you really stand up for what you believe, then what they'll do is they'll try to blackball you. And that's pretty much what cancel culture is when you're blackballed from the industry. We've seen singers, rappers, all kind of entertainers. They've been blackballed from their normal circuit. That's horrible. Jackie, did you want to jump in on that?
Oh man, I want to jump in on that. I was just listening and waiting my turn. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I want to jump in on this, man. I'm gonna get it. So as you talk about it, and like you say, we try not to get on here. Well, we don't get on here in mealy mouth. We try to research what cancel culture is. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this little insert that I
got. Okay.
It seems innocent at the time, a simple comment or post on social media or a picture you post.
But in today's culture, just a simple social media post from years ago can prevent you from getting a job. Is that fair?
Tonight, Denver 7's Russell Haythorne goes 360 on the rise of what's being referred to as cancel culture.
You may have never heard the term cancel culture.
It's somewhat of a boycott of a person.
But you certainly know some of the faces who have been canceled.
I think social media does play a big part in it.
Let's start with some context.
Usually it's a public figure or a celebrity who has done something that other people find objectionable.
It can also be someone just like you and me.
Putting something out there that can probably offend somebody.
So I often caution people, especially young people, students, about what they place on social media because that is their professional image and picture forever.
Cancel culture is a form of boycott or public shaming of a person who has shared a questionable or unpopular opinion, or in more serious cases, someone whose behavior in their past is not only offensive, but unethical, illegal, and wrong. Like R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, who's currently on trial, and Bill Cosby.
And he's in prison and appropriately has been held accountable. We absolutely should hold people accountable for bad behavior.
That really ruined their image for me.
I have canceled on people. I've spoken out a lot about R. Kelly.
Those cases and others like them even gave rise to the Me Too movement.
Women who are not listened to, who were not validated in their concerns, getting together and finding a way to hold their abusers accountable.
Truth be told, it's deeply connected to social justice. Powerless people finally being heard and taking that power back.
Cancel culture can also be found closer to home.
People, including our employers, including our friends and family, are going to hold us accountable for what we post on social media.
Amari Dantzler has canceled people.
Friends, yes.
So has Jazz Moore.
Some of my friends, or I don't hang out with as much.
Rude to be like to post ignorant things about other people.
I try to talk to them and explain why their behavior isn't cool before I just cancel them.
After a while, when it kicks in, they get all huggy-buggy.
And while that may be justified, there's also a cautionary tale there. While cancel culture started out as justice, it can involve people being too quick to judge, even considered bullying. Extreme mobs with vicious online attacks without context or the full story. Even former President Barack Obama has warned of this.
That's not activism. That's not bringing about change. If all you're doing is casting stones, you're probably not going to get that far.
There are more benign cases of cancel culture as well.
So he was stretching the truth a little bit.
Like Brian Williams at NBC, demoted for embellishing on past experiences in wartime reporting and elsewhere.
It came to the point where he was considered damaged goods.
Stripped of his main anchor role at NBC and demoted to MSNBC. Not canceled entirely, but muted significantly.
That it can make or break careers.
Like what happened to NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who refused to stand for the national anthem.
He was protesting something in a way that he understood to be respectful. The fact that he's one of the top players today in football and cannot have work, I mean, that is cancellation.
And that's where experts say, be careful.
If you post anything, it's a record, right? It's a public record.
It's really hard to forgive and forget.
Because even though America loves a comeback, in this digital age, your past can come back to haunt you.
Sometimes partying and everything, all like that, it doesn't need to be online.
Anybody can look up your name, and people do. Employers do that.
Do we even have private lives anymore? Increasingly, the answer to that is no.
Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.
All right, so what do you think?
So what do you
Man,
think?
that's big.
Oh, hey, I figured I'd get a good one for you. I told you, don't do me like this, man. I tell you all the time, but you do. And so when you do me like that, then I'm going to sit here and give you the goods. Thank you, Tyrone Brown Jr. Here go your round of applause.
Please do it. Please do it.
I figured that was a good one to insert, man, when I heard it, because you don't always need the visual. Because if you watch it, you're not going to listen. So I said, hey, let me do this. Take away the video and give the audio. Shout out to my dude Russell Hayworth from Denver 7. That was him, the radio, the news station out in Denver. But that was a great clip to explain what cancel culture was, man. And so now, what is your thoughts about that? Because like Obama said, if you're going to just be casting stones, you know what I'm saying? Anyone can say something and it can offend someone to where now, I didn't like that. I didn't agree with that. And then you have that same group that don't agree with it. But you probably have another group that really don't care, another group that says, hey, that's the same how I feel, and then another group that's on the fence. And that's 4 different sides of this whole thing. But if you are offended by something, excuse me, the only way you can really be offended by something if it was really directed towards you directly. Me, Jackie Roper. Correct. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's how I feel, man. You know, Whoopi just got canceled for saying some stuff. I don't want to even get into that whole thing because, hey, are you not going to like me for what my opinion is about it? So let me not even say it. You see what I'm saying? So what is your opinion? I wanted to give you that clip, and I'm going to let you take it away because now we're going to run it, man, on this topic, dude, because it was a great cert. And I can go back and play. If you wanted to hear something, I can go in the middle and play, but that was a good one I wanted you to hear.
No, that was right on time, Jack, because again, we have freedom of speech. You know, our amendment rights is freedom of speech. And so if we don't have, or if we don't do that,
you know I'm doing the scary. Tell me why I'm doing the scary.
Because look.
Do we really have freedom of speech?
But I already know. I already know that. That's it. You know, the old saying is, "What a tangled web we weave." Because if we holding everybody else to these standards, then you know, you have these people that throw rocks and then hide their hand. But then if you find the person that threw the rock and you'll find out that they pass is not all of that great either.
Exactly.
But what they're doing is they're causing, you know, it's almost like they're causing a diversion. Mm-hmm. Like waving over here, but putting their hand in the cookie jar over here. So you can't keep doing that to people that, you know, they're not addressing you personally. Now, just because you are a part of that, you know, now it's just, okay, case in point, like racism. Racism has been around since the beginning of time. And now, we have people that are more sensitive to race, in government. But at the same time, we still are getting involved in a lot of stuff that is racist. We hold certain people to a standard, and then other people we kind of like brush that under the rug, like that's not important to see, hear, or do. It's almost like a diversion. And now, like you were saying, Whoopi Goldberg, I ain't gonna get into the situation because I know what she said. Well, everybody that followed The View, what she said, and I have my views about it. But it's the same thing. A lot of times, even during our talks,
right now, and this is what scares me, is that we can't say, or we don't have freedom of speech, because right now we're withholding what our thoughts is, because people will have an opinion about our thoughts about what she said. You see what I'm saying? It's not even what we said. It's just about talking about what she said, and we'll get ridiculed for it.
Yeah. But see, and that's the part, only certain people are, they're publicly boycotted. They're publicly and I was looking at a movie the other day. Here it is. This started some time ago with, the Supreme Court, and Clarence Thomas and all of that, what that fiasco. And what Clarence Thomas said, look, what a part of what he said is, this is a public lynching. What we do is we publicly stone people, or we publicly kill their influence. And that is a problem. And it's almost like everything that we do, we're opening up Pandora's box, because we won't like it when it's done to us. That is a major problem, man. And not that I'm trying to offend or upset anybody, but what I'm doing is I'm giving my opinion. My opinion may not be exactly what everybody else is thinking, but it's my opinion. That's why we can say the views expressed by this person and this person, and not the views of such and such and such. And so we don't have to like them, but they could be their views. And so we open up Pandora's box every day that we do this stuff, because number one, when social media first hit the scene, you had a lot of people saying a lot of different crazy stuff. They were carrying on conversations, and not just that.
They did. They would do anything because they didn't feel like everyone will be able to see it. They felt like it would just be withheld for your little certain platform. If they really open up, what's that one that was before Facebook?
You talking about
it was before Facebook,
Black
and
Planet.
Well, Black Planet, but it was a little platform before Facebook, and everybody was on there. But man, you probably did so much. That's when it was first starting out. So if they really dig that source up, man, how many guys to sit here and send some stuff over the airways that they weren't supposed to do? And man, if you go back to when the internet really started, and you got them web, Steph, hey man, I owe Steph, man. You hear me? I love you, Steph. MySpace, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, MySpace, that's it.
If you can open up MySpace and put the names of the people who was on MySpace and see what they did on that, man, everybody lose their job.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's still a lot of people that are saying different stuff that are in. And see, what happened is, because of the rise of social media, now everything is made public, And then when things weren't made public, it was because it was behind closed doors. Just like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did a lot of things that LeBron James can't get away with. Steph Curry can't get away with. Those guys did a lot of stuff back in the day.
Hey,
I'm
hearing
talking
you.
about
I'm
Karl
hearing you with the.
Malone and Patrick
Hey,
Ewing and all them guys.
I'm hearing you with
They
the
did a lot
scary.
of stuff back in the day
I'm hearing you
because
with
they
the
didn't
scary.
have
Why you talking
Facebook.
about these guys? Why you bringing these guys skeletons out the closet?
No, man. I'm telling it like it is. I'm talking about in those days, they did a lot of stuff that the athletes of today they can't do because of the age of social media and the World Wide Web. They can't do those same things. It's almost unfair. Yeah, they make more money, but man, back then these guys was considered almost gods. And here it was, they was going to these different cities. Magic Johnson, in Wilt Chamberlain's testimony, here it is. Watch this. If we go back and if we talk about what Wilt Chamberlain said, that he slept with over 1,000 women. In this day in time, man, do you know the scrutiny that he would be under? And then all of those women that would come out talking about Me Too. And I'm not trying to make fun of that movement, but I'm trying to talk about the women that would say, yeah, I was one too. I was one of those people that, said or that did, that like that. And so you would get a lot of that. And nowadays, if you like,
well, you gotta have a
Kobe Bryant,
non-disclosure agreement to have a relationship with someone, man. You know what I'm
right,
saying? You walk around with an
right.
NDA and a lawyer to even have sex nowadays in the industry. You know,
like Kobe Bryant. When Kobe went to Colorado and had sexual relations with that woman,
allegedly,
you know what?
allegedly. Let's say allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay, we'll put allegedly. All right. But he paid her off. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, at that time, social media wasn't on the rise like it is now. But at that time, he got caught. And so now he would have been lambasted, bruh. He would have been lambasted. And you still don't know to this day everything that have gone on behind closed doors.
He got
But
ridiculed
if
about
it
it,
get
though.
out,
He
if
got
it
ridiculed
get
about
out,
it.
it's a problem.
Yeah, he got ridiculed about it, though. You know, he got hit hard. I feel like if it wasn't Kobe Bryant and if he didn't clean up his appearance and try to be the structural dad and say, this and this, rest in peace, Kobe, man. I don't even want to talk, man. But I feel like he would have.
No, man. Look, Kobe was one of the greatest that
I'm
ever
just saying,
played. And I'm
just
not talking about
I'm just
him.
talking about the situation and how he would have got canceled. I totally
Correct.
understand. But,
Correct.
he would have got canceled, you know what I'm saying, even more. What it is the cleanup. My thing is, with the council culture thing, everybody comes back and do an apology and it's back on the table. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Do the public apology. Oh, I'm sorry for this, and please don't take away all my endorsements. A lot of these celebrities lose endorsements for saying things. Rick Ross lost endorsements, man, for a rap song talking about the same stuff Bill Cosby was doing. And it was just a song. It was a lyric in the song. And he lost endorsements for that. So what it is making these celebrities walk on eggshells. I'm not going to sponsor you if you feel a certain way about certain things. You see what I'm saying? You have to be almost acceptable to everything Other than that, if you're not, then we're going to cancel you, or I can't endorse you because your beliefs is not with everyone. You're not
But see,
accepted to everything.
that's hogwash, man, because not everybody gonna believe the same way. That's not everybody gonna believe and think the same way. And
That
if
is
they
true, but
did,
it's a certain situation that's going on that is really being forced into us right now, which 20 years ago wouldn't have been. And it's being broadcast on all of the TVs and every sitcom now what's happening. You see what I'm saying? And you try to catch the show when you look at it like, well, when is it going to happen in this one? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Straight up. And it's being force fed.
And that's the biggest thing. Like I've said so many times, they opened up Pandora's box, and I look at certain things, and certain things catch my attention because I'm always watching the progression of the world. I'm always watching the progression of the world, and not so much progression in a positive fashion, but I'm always watching the direction that the world is going, and like, man, what in the world? Where have we ended up? Where are we? Are we on Earth? Are we on Mars? Or we on one of these other planets? Because this don't seem like planet Earth no more. It seems like we are living in a foreign world, in a foreign country. It really does. It almost seems alien to me, like the way that things are versus the way that I grew up and you grew up. This is, everything is so much different. I would come to think that if our ancestors were living, like, what would they say? Not just about technology, because technology is going to advance. I'm not even talking about technology right now. I'm not even talking about the bigger buildings. I'm not talking about the food and all that. I'm talking about the mindset of people. That's what I'm talking about. The mindset of people has really downgraded instead of upgraded with technology. And so I'm afraid. I really am afraid of this day and time, because you don't know when you're talking to somebody. You don't know if they have a recorder, if they're going to record you and then take it to somebody that so that now they can have you disciplined because of what you said.
They can either get you canceled from whatever you're
Right.
doing, get you fired from your job. You see what I'm saying? It's always some bad intention behind it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the whole cancel culture thing, I had asked my old lady before I even got on here, and I was like, what is cancel culture? What do you feel about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she said it's a lie and it's fake. It's really someone pointing fingers, and just like Barack Obama said, you're throwing stones at someone. Some of the stuff could be even misinformation, and then you started up a war storm against someone from misleading information. You see what I'm saying?
It's a misinterpretation, bro. Misinterpretation of information.
And the misinterpretation, which it still is misleading to you, trying to mislead other people to believe this misinterpreted information that you have obtained. So it all becomes a factor of just, hey, shut your mouth, speak when spoken to, stop just really blabbing on stuff that you really don't know of. My thing is, man, you have so many attack. They got these beehives and stuff like that, and everybody got their little camps. And if you say something about Beyonce, the beehive is going to come at you. They're going to swarm. And I told my old lady that, you know what I'm saying? She said, I said, man, I got a fly swatter, boo-boo, so I ain't really tripping. Because if something happens that I don't like about Beyonce, because I'm not a celebrity chaser or a fan. What that is, and I'm not celebrity driven, I don't give a damn right now. If she walked her ass down this street, she probably got to come back on my door and ask to come in to get warm. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's it. I'm not going to be the one out there. Oh. I've never done that. I've never been, because this is the back thing about this. All of those people have secret lives, man. And so now you are entrusting your heart and your faith into someone, and then behind closed doors, they're not that person that you see on TV and all of this personality. So they got skeletons in their closet.
They don't care. Look, and I'm not trying to be like that, because I know that there are fans out there. But I'm talking about, these are diehards where if they saw the person, they would really have a heart attack because they saw their favorite celebrity.
Hold on, man. What about the one that was passing out at the Michael Jackson concert? I don't understand that concept. I pass out because I seen this man sing a song. There's nothing wrong with that, but that person has to really think about what is wrong with you. If so, because I got a lot of favorite songs. You see what I'm saying? But I would never pass out because I seen this sucker perform a song. Good song, guy. I wish I could write a great song, even a one-hit wonder. I don't have those talents, but I'm not going to go crazy because somebody was able to perform a song. So it's crazy of how that culture, to where it's really the people who are, and the reason why I'm getting into this, man, because I watched that Bill Cosby documentary.
Man.
See it? Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So the cancel culture thing, and we're still on this topic. Man, I never believed Bill would do all of those things because we was kids when it happened. You see what I'm saying? And so I had to start asking my mother, hey, did you hear these stories about him? Yeah, I heard, but it was just in and out. And what you're saying is social media wasn't as big back then. You see what I'm saying? I asked my mother-in-law, did you hear anything about Bill when we was kids doing this? I might have heard about it. Thank you. But it wasn't as big as it is to where it could stick, to the wall now. And so it's like, man, this dude, I watched that documentary, but before I didn't believe it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once I really heard the repetition from all of them women, it's like, dang, Bill, you really did do that BS, man.
Yeah.
And you was the father who actually trained black men to be better fathers.
Right.
To want to be Heathcliff Huxtable, to want to be able to take care of their fathers. But now you've done all of this behind who you was displaying yourself to. Do we counsel you? You see what I'm saying? Do I counsel you?
But then also, man, just to add to that, then you don't, and I'm not saying that none of these women wasn't telling the truth, but what I am saying is, imagine if all of those women told the truth. But check this out. On the other end, all of those people, okay, all of those people that are at these concerts that think these celebrities are gods, and yet I still, like I said, I still struggle with this, bro. I still struggle with it because this is real life, man. Like I still think about R. Kelly. I still think about him. I still think about, if these people will fall out and have a heart attack just because they saw Michael Jackson, or that I've heard, and then to have an R. Kelly or a celebrity like Bill Cosby, or somebody that has power, that has authority. All of these, you just don't know, man. You really like poking at straws, and so you don't know who's doing back table deals and all of that under the table. You don't know.
Like Harvey Weinstein,
You just
man.
don't know.
Harvey Weinstein,
Yeah.
like when I researched this, they had his face, they had Bill Cosby, you know what I'm saying? And Harvey, man, you know, big, you know, the Weinsteins, man, they was producing them films. So all of them women wanted to be part of a production, and they had to go through some sexual acts to get their artwork out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the only way for me to do this, and I feel so uncomfortable. But it's probably been done so long in Hollywood because it was, really an all-white male run agency back in the 60s and the 70s. So it was in those times, it was men are out and the women are in the kitchen. That's what the 60s and 70s was, man. You know, turning to the 80s and the 90s, that's when the women started getting into the workforce. So now this cancel culture is now coming into effect to where you have still all of these big CEOs that was them people. They're trying to get back at them, man. You're not going to run these runs for all of these years and then not pay for what you have done. You need to either bow out or get out. R. Kelly, man, that question is, can you even respectfully listen to his music knowing the stuff that he did? Can you turn on the R. Kelly song and really feel it, Tyrone, knowing the stuff that you've been told about him?
I never, and just to be honest, I never was a really a big R. Kelly fan. I never, you know, I've listened to, you know, a few of his songs, but I never really was an R. Kelly fan. Now
I'm gonna tell you this: if you was to listen to one right now, you feel nasty. I feel nasty if Kels come on and I want to wash myself. I'm like, oh, Kel, you so nasty, man. Dog, why you do that? So I really can't endorse his songs because what I do is see the stories of them women saying what he did to them in that house.
Right. I understand.
So if I'm seeing those visuals, I can't listen to your music.
But watch this. Look at this. The pictures that are painted of these different individuals, man, is big, bro. Because whenever you show somebody an image, that's what they believe. You can talk all day long, but when you show people an image, that's what they believe. That's what they receive into their heart, into their mind, and now they're able to associate what they saw in their mind, and then it triggers that this is what it is. So now you've given all of these images. It's just like with a jury. That's why the judge tells a jury these days, look, don't turn on the TV, don't get on social media, because what it will do is it will poison your mind to now make you believe that somebody is either guilty or innocent based on how they're shown. And so that's a big thing, man. How they're portrayed in the public. That is big. And so whenever you got something like that, Jack, I'm very cautious. I am very cautious when that when that is going on, when all over the news, when all over social media, people are saying this or people are saying that. I reserve my opinion for facts. Give me the facts. Now, I understand what these people are saying over social media and over the news. But look, I want to know even all of the backdoor deals. How much did you pay this person to get their testimony if that's what's the case? And I'm not saying that's happening. But what I am saying is, what is the motive of these things just now coming out when these things took place years ago? That's my mindset. And I'm not saying that it's not true. But what I am saying is, give me the whole story, not just the part that you want me to see. That cancel culture, man, it really discourages me from looking on, because people go to TikTok for their news. They go to Facebook for their news. They go to all of these social media sites, and then by the time the news really release it, it's been heard like 50 million times over. So we don't know what to believe.
Some people think
That's what I'm
Google.
getting at.
I hope my mama-in-law don't hear this, because she'll sit here and Google something and think it's like really. I say, Mama, don't sit here and just believe Google. You know what I mean? The doctor said this, but Google said that.
No, man.
Take your butt to the doctor. Take your butt to the doctor. Google don't know.
No, man. See, and that's the biggest thing, man. Our culture, we have been used to misinformation. And so once we hear misinformation, we take it and we run with it and we post it and we keep posting it to people hear us, and we don't even understand that it's misinformation that we spread.
Or it's just
and
something
we cool with it.
They trying to cancel Dave Chappelle for the jokes he said. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And the last ones he said, and he's friends with some of those people.
Yeah.
Actually, the joke he was telling about was one of his friends that was one. And people are still offended. You know why? Just because they just don't know him as a person. They're listening to what he has said as a joke. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is this. If that's the case, could we cancel every network that showed an image of blackface or something like that on their network? You see what I'm saying?
Wow, that's big, Jack.
It though, right? It says it goes back. Big. It goes back to when, you know, it can go back. Cancel cultures even from the past. So what if we was to sit here and say, hey, we're going to cancel you because you was a racist network or something like that? It's always throwing stones and pointing the fingers and blaming someone else. And it can be a cycle that it'll never end. The only time it can end is when we sit here and push in broadcast for everyone. And then you just sit here and go back to where we didn't have this television and stuff like that. We're open right now, man, to where, remember, it used to be if a person had a black and white, then they got a color. But now everybody can be on this thing, dude. Everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, this is going on way too much. Way too much. Like I said, I don't even know if we living on Earth right now. I can't tell. From when I grew up, you know, in Gary, right off of 12th and Johnson. Look, our house that we lived in when we was kids is still standing. And that neighborhood, that community is no longer the way that it used to be. Here it is. I don't really know if we can ever get back to where it used to be. I don't believe it can be.
I think it's going to be all brought out and we're going to be moved out, man. You know, you shot a video on my block, but it didn't used to look like that, man. All of those houses was beautiful. The grass was cut on every side. And I walked down that street, man, and all the homes are tore down. So the whole culture is gone from there. We really moved out because we really didn't feel like it was nothing there for us and to do better. But the smart thing, we wasn't educated, because we should have been able to buy those homes. The people who left, we should have said, man, we grew up here. We can really turn this city into gold. You know what I mean? Tyrone, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, man, none of our structure around Gary is like down here. You know, none of our subdivisions and shopping malls or none of those are up to par. We don't have roundabouts. But if we was educated coming out of high school a little bit more, besides pushing us to the mill and saying, hey, you know, y'all can buy these homes and keep this community going, and made us police officers of our community, made us councilmen and stuff like that. We didn't have those drives. But Gary could be a beautiful place, man, because we got beachfront property up there. So we wasn't educated to sit here and buy back our community. A lot of us are trying to, but man, I think it's going to slip from my hands if we don't get a grasp on it.
Well, it's not just it's not slipping from our hands. You know what? We ignorantly giving it away. And that's the biggest thing. We're ignorantly giving it away. It's just like when you give a 5-year-old $100 bill, they don't understand the value of it. They'll go and leave it outside because they don't understand the value of it. They'll tear it up because they don't understand the value of it. But then when you have a people that don't understand their true value, then they'll tear it up because they don't know the value. They don't know what it costs in order to keep this running. And so because they don't understand that cost, now they're going to move out of what is not valuable to them and move into what they value more. That's what's going on, Jack. That's why people are vacating and uprooting and leaving the city of Gary, not just locally, but all over. And then we're giving what we believed was valuable at one time. We're giving it away for now pennies. We're outsourcing, and I know that ain't a part of this subject, but cancel culture, man.
You gotta realize our podcast. You can say what you want, say Tyrone. Talk what you want, talk, baby.
No, but just saying, man. Look, we got to realize what's valuable, man. We really do. We don't see things as valuable no more. It's almost like we have the same mentality as that 5-year-old with $100 bill. Don't understand the value, the true value of it.
Right. And it's right. You at 100. You can start at 5. You see what I mean? My daughter is 6 years old, man, and I'll go up to Gary. My mama will give us some money, and then I come back, and a week later, I done found the $5 bill up under my seat, and she don't realize, man, I got to put this in my tank. You see what I was? But I give my kids money to see how valuable they're going to treat it. You see what I'm saying? If they're throwing it around, like Justin keeps a bank. You see what I'm saying? So I'm keeping them with keeping the bank and respecting that money. You see what I'm saying? Besides, like you said, just throwing it on the ground. Because when you do get that $100 bill, are you going to treat that 100 just like that 5 or that 20?
Yeah.
So it's training my kids, which we have to do to where I hope they, mind better than me and be able to buy property. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, man. But yeah, Gary, man, I love the city, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a place of my heart, and I pray that we progress in a positive way, that we start understanding the value, the true value of what we have, so that we can actually have the positive, that we can have the positive flow. And so each and every person, look, if you're out there, look, understand your true value, understand what you really have. That way you can do some better things. You can do some greater things with the time that you got. Jackie, I think we're running out of time. But I'm so grateful to each and every person that tuned in, that was listening in, that you took time to listen to us. You took time to get involved in the conversation. Stephanie, as always, look, thank you so much. Jackie, any closing last remarks, man?
Happy Valentine's Day. Shout out to Steph. Steph, happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for all that's listening. Enjoy yourself. Have a great evening, man. Stay blessed, man. Every day is a blessing. I'm going to tell you that because I see people pass away every day. Real talk. Every day.
Definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, we appreciate you. This is another edition of the Life Show, Motivation Monday. I promise you, next week it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better and better and better and better and better. And so, we appreciate all of you. Love you all. Look, stay safe. Again, happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there.